Okay, hello HDFS 492 students. Let's talk about the analysis of fit, also called the funder analysis or the funder analysis of fit. So where does this come? It comes in your appendices. It's not an official part of the grant proposal, and so you can put it right after the detailed budget. So why do you need a funder analysis of fit? This is not something that is required for grant applications. This is separate and required for this class. It's basically our way of having you find 3 potential funders and kind of document that they would be appropriate. And then you're going to pick one of these to address your cover letter to. Okay, so what if your agency is for profit? So then you can't actually get a grant, a funder to pay for it because they generally only fund for profits. So you're going to be writing your cover letter to the for-profit parent organization for your local agency. So you're basically writing it to the corporate agency. But we still want you to have experience searching for grants in this class. And so you're going to pretend for this funder analysis of fit that you are a nonprofit, your agency is a nonprofit, and you're going to find 3 funders that would fund your problem or population. So here's the requirements, and there is actually a nice worksheet that you can just complete and upload in your appendices. So you'll have 3 funders. For each one, you'll give some basic information, the name, the website, evidence that they fund programs within your geographical location, your population, your issue, and then give some examples of previous organizations that they have funded. And it's pretty short, just a few sentences per funder. So what is a funder, or who do you get grants from? So these can be state or national, individual or family, community, or corporation foundations. For this class, we generally are guiding you to one of the last 3, not state or national, and I'm going to give you some more examples. So here's some examples that you might have heard of individual family foundations here in Colorado. We have the Daniels Fund. Actually, let me back up and just tell you what they are. Individual or family foundations are nonprofit agencies that are designed to administer the charitable giving of an individual or a family or an enterprise. And it's basically a part of tax code that under federal law, they must give 5% of their market assets or interest income each year, whichever amount is greater. So people set up, families set up these, or organizations set up these charitable funds. So examples here in Colorado is the Daniels Fund, which was founded by Bill Daniels, a Colorado businessman. Some people are living still and some people are deceased. You may have heard, if you live in Fort Collins, the Bohemian Foundation. It's a family foundation for Pat Stryker, so the family name isn't always in the title. The AV Hunter Trust is another Colorado family foundation, which you can see focuses on disabled persons, supporting programming for disabled persons, the homeless, seniors, or youth. You may have heard the Anschutz Family Foundation, which is focused on self-sufficiency, community development, low-income families, young, elderly, or disabled. Next, let's talk about some community foundations. So a community foundation means that lots of people can donate to an organization, and then that organization decides how they're going to fund, what programs they're going to fund. So it's kind of a way of making your little donation go to something bigger. So the Women's Foundation of Colorado is a community foundation focusing on self-sufficiency for women and girls, low-income single mothers, preventing dropout, girls in STEM. The Colorado Health Foundation is focused on healthcare and health issues. The Rose Community Foundation is a Jewish-based foundation focused on aging, child, family development. And here we have a couple of corporations. So These are for-profit companies that have made a nonprofit kind of wing or foundation to go with their for-profit company where they can donate money. And so you can see we've got a couple of examples here out of Denver, the Adolph Coors Foundation, which funds a wide variety of projects, and the Colorado Rockies Baseball Club Foundation, which funds projects for youth with disabilities or chronic illnesses or disadvantaged youth. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how am I going to find funders? And luckily we have some great resources for you. If you go under the assignment resources on the course homepage, or you look under this module overview page, you'll find links to the library course page specifically built for funders, and one to a Colorado Grants website if you're doing a Colorado organization, and then also guidance on doing a Google advanced search. So either or both of those should be able to help you. Here's an example. If you click on or find a link to a funding agency like the Anschutz Family Foundation, then you can read more about what they typically fund, their geographical requirements, and maybe what some of their past grants are. I will say in all this searching, you can ignore any application deadlines. So if it says deadline due February and you're like, what? It's March, you can, for the purposes of this class, you can just ignore that. But in real life, you'd have to pay attention to it. This is the funder analysis of fit worksheet that I mentioned. You can submit the information separately if you don't want to complete the worksheet, but it can just be easy to download. It's linked up on this module, and then just insert it into the appendices. Okay, so what are your resources? As always, the workbook, the worksheet, the library page, course page, and then the library handout. And the proposal checklist will help you make sure you've got everything taken care of. And another closing tree picture from my dad.